What is up, YouTube Vape Nation? This is Patteralice9 with another review. This time it's going to be the original Topside by Dovpo, and this is actually kind of a prequel, I guess, to the Topside Dual. I put my Topside Dual review out first. Now I'm going to be doing this. So this is the single battery version. I'm sure if you're watching this video you know a lot about this already. But this is a single battery. You can use an 18650 with the sleeve that comes with it. You can use a 2700 or a 21700 in this mod. A lot of the same features, same kind of look and feel as the Topside Dual. Just kind of the precursor to the Topside Dual. So we will take it down. We'll check out and see what comes with it and everything. And I'll bring it back on top here, and I will tell you my thoughts on the original Topside by Dovpo and TVC. Here we go. Alright, and here we are with the downtown portion of this video. Yeah, bad singing. That's an old song. I don't know how many of y'all remember that. I don't even remember the name of it. But here we go. This is the original Topside. When you receive your box, you will get, or you should get, your extra bottle, your spare bottle, separate from the box. Mine came taped to the side of the box. It was kind of shrink wrapped together like this. I suppose when they designed the box, they didn't design it with the spare bottle in mind as far as space, but it does come with a spare bottle, just like the Dual. Let's go ahead and take a tour around the box. Similar to the Dual, TVC creation designed by the Vapor Chronicles, Dovpo on that side. Here's some information on the back. If you would like to pause it, you can do so and read this. Specifications, scratch and check, Shenzhen Dovpo. Nothing on these sides. Now, first thing you'll notice when you open the box is this doubles as a storage box slash addy stand. It does slide off. You can slide it open, you can see the stuff inside. But yeah, it's a pretty well made box. It's plastic, but it's durable. You just slide the top open. You've got some ridges for your finger to catch onto, and you can just place some addies on there. It looks kind of nice. Very cool. I like that they put the time into thinking about making the box useful beyond just storing your mod and your accessories. So, inside the box, we have a letter from Brian, just like with the Dual, Brian from TVC. We have the Topside user manual. It's just a little leaflet. And again, here's some information, a breakdown of specifications, what's inside the mod. These are your instructions, safety, some information on the back about firmware updates, some warnings. You have your quality control certificate, and of course the all-important battery safety card. Remember, your batteries should always be completely intact with no scratches or nicks. You shouldn't be able to see any of the shiny part underneath the battery. Should not look like any of these. Should look like this. I'm sure if you're watching this video you probably know that, but it's never gonna hurt to mention it again. Here we go, we've got the box. Now with the Topside Dual, I forgot to go over this part, but you do have your charging and firmware upgrade cable here. The Dual, I believe it's blue as well on my Dual. My Dual is red, but the cable's blue. Initially I thought that they were matching the cable with the color of the mod, but I don't know if they all are blue, but at least this one is, and so is my one on the Dual. And then you also have your Allen key and your small screws. This is for use with the bottle. If you want to do a deep clean on the bottle, you can take the screws out of the bottle, remove the silicone part from the plastic casing, and get in there and do a deep clean. So that's what those are for. The mod itself comes wrapped up. Pop that out of there, and here's your Topside. So yeah, nice looking mod. I got mine in blue. Here's your charging and firmware upgrade port. Front of the mod here. Your fire button, your up and down. Screen here. Okay, here's the top. Now, battery door slides open. You just slide it to the left here, and here is the battery sleeve. comes with a sleeve for 18650s. You can just slide your battery in and slide it straight up like that. That's how I've been doing it. So if you want to use 18650s, you can. And so here's your battery door. You do have a magnet in here that's going to be able to hold the top fill cap. So if we unscrew the cap, it's got some nice knurling right here. It's really got a good grip to it. Pop that off. You've got these couple little kidney shaped guys right here that fit perfectly into the top. So it closes up and seals very nicely. Now on the bottom, you can kind of put your cap on here if you want to fill your mod and you don't want to put your cap down, or you don't have anywhere to put it down. You can put it right underneath the mod right here. Only problem is this is a little weak on the original Topside. With the dual, they fixed that. It's a very strong magnet. It really won't go anywhere. But with this, you got to pretty much hold it straight up for that magnet to stay on there. So don't forget when you're filling, just kind of hold it straight up. Try not to move it around too much or it will pop off. Anyway, the bottle, let's go ahead and open that again. Bottle you can pull out just by grabbing right here. It's on tracks just like on the dual. Spare bottle looks exactly the same, although it does come with a plugged top so you can carry it around with you. Let me show you what I mean by that. So here's my quote-unquote spare bottle. This is actually the bottle that has juice in it, just like I did with the dual video. This is actually my original bottle here. Pop the top off and you can see, you know, that this can go into either bottle, and this is a nice method of being able to carry some extra juice with you. It kind of covers all the areas it needs to seal it nice and tight. I'm going to put that to the side for now though. The bottle that has juice in it, I will go ahead and put back into the mod. When you're putting this in, you know, even though this isn't full, I've actually done this where I put it in crooked. I was trying to see what I was doing and I tilted the mod. You don't want to do that if your bottle has juice in it. You want to keep it straight up. You want to make sure it's on the tracks. Do not tilt the mod, at least until you get the cap back on. Now when I put the bottle in, to really make sure it's tight, I like to put my finger right on that little black part right there and squeeze. So make sure it makes complete contact with the top. Then you can take this, take the kidney shaped parts, line it right up. It's pretty easy to get on there. You just push down. You might want to reverse thread real quick just to make sure that it is not going to cross thread. And there you go. So now the bottle is secure. It's not going to go anywhere. And I can put a battery in and we can check the user interface. So right here I've got a 21700. I'm not going to use the sleeve. I will just put a 21700 in today. Pop this up, pull it back, locks into place. It's very sturdy. It's not going to go anywhere. I've never had this come even close to popping open on me before. Get an atomizer. This is a Dovpo Profile RDA. This is a clone. There's a blue one. And pop that on. And I kind of like the blue on blue. I think it looks nice. Anyway, when you put the battery in, the power will come on automatically. So when you put it in, it comes on automatically, but 5 clicks off, goodbye, 5 clicks on, right? It's a very simple menu system when you first get it. It just has wattage and bypass mode. I have done the software update on it, so mine has a couple more options. You can change your wattage in 0.5 increments using the down and up button. You can lock the device. You can power lock it by holding down and up together, and see it's key locked. I can't change the power, but I can fire it. I'll go ahead and unlock that. Alright, now if you want to reach your menu, whether or not you've done the update, hold power and down and you get to the menu. Now if you haven't done the update, this just takes you to power or bypass mode, but with the update it's very much like the dual. You can go down the list: power, bypass, temperature control, nickel, titanium, stainless steel, TCR, and exit. Hit the fire button to select what you want. On the screen you just have your variable wattage here, battery indicator, this is your watts that you're set at, applied amperage, this is your voltage and your resistance. Pretty standard stuff. It's one thing I like about the screen is that it is nice and bright and you can see it in the daylight without a problem. That has never been an issue for me, and it's got just the information you need. No crazy moving parts or anything that's non-essential to the vaping experience. Very simple menu system, pretty simple layout. It's very comfortable to hold. I'll go over that a little bit more when we go up top and talk about it again. But overall, that's pretty much everything with the original Topside. All right, let's take it back up top. We'll talk about it a little bit more, give you my final thoughts. Here we go. So there it is, the Topside by Dovpo. This is a really good mod overall. I feel like I've done only a couple reviews. I've done this and the Dual, and I've had pretty much glowing reviews for these. It's not going to be like that for every mod that I do. I do have a couple others I plan on doing that probably aren't going to have that glowing of a review. It might be good mods, but I might have some other stuff to say about them. I just want you to know that I do plan on being truthful and honest on this channel. But one thing I do want to mention about the Topside is if you're going to do the firmware update, leave the battery in the mod. That's one thing that I kind of found some things online, but I took some digging and it took more time than it really needed to. The battery needs to be in the mod for it to have enough power to connect to the computer, and once you do have it connected to the computer, you're good to go. So that's all you need to do is just leave the battery in for the firmware update. Just a little aside, I've had really good responses from the people who are watching. I even had a guy in Germany. Hey there. I can't believe I had somebody all the way from Europe watching me. I'm just a very small growing channel. I'm working on better production value. I do have a mic hooked up now, so hopefully you can hear me better on the FaceTime portion of the video. Eventually I would really like to get an intro and an outro and maybe some music, disco ball, that kind of thing would be great. Maybe not a disco ball, but you know what I mean. But I'd like to have a little bit better production value, so I'm working on that. But yeah, I'm really happy to have the people that I have so far. I'm in the teens on subscribers. I know that the vape review market on YouTube is very saturated, but I figured what I really want to offer on my channel is just kind of an everyday guy perspective on mods like this. You know, maybe you don't have a ton of money to spend on devices and you're not having them sent to you like a lot of the reviewers have them sent, and you really want to know what is worth your money. So that's kind of the angle I'm going for here. The other thing is I mentioned in another video is to do some comparisons for older mods and newer mods. If you have a video that came out 3 or 4 years ago for a device, maybe it was awesome then, and maybe now it's not so great, or maybe it's held up really well. So it'd be nice to revisit some of those older devices, especially if they're ones that you can find a good bargain for, you can find great discounts on, and maybe they do hold up well. So it'd be nice to be able to compare some things, especially newer versions of the same device, whether it be the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 18, whatever it is. So that's one of the things I'd like to be able to do once I kind of am able to accumulate more of that kind of stuff and I can do more of those comparisons. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for. I think that's pretty much it. I mean, to wrap up a couple things about the Topside, really the form factor is kind of the main difference. That and the battery life. The main difference between the two obviously is the size. This one is like the slimmer little brother. This is kind of like the fat uncle or something. But yeah, the battery life is going to be better on the Dual. The form factor is slimmer on the original. If you only want to pick one, you got to ask yourself those questions. You really can't go wrong. You can't go wrong, in my opinion, with either one. They're both solid devices. They're both super enjoyable squonking experiences. If you either are already into squonking or you want to get into squonking, they're both great. The colors available are awesome. The finish is nice. My original Topside does have a couple little nicks on it. I kind of like dominoed a couple mods together that kind of just fell over on each other, so that was fun. But even with the couple little scratches I have, I'm actually having a hard time finding them right now, so they're very faint, and overall I do feel like that's held up well. I've had it in my pocket at work. I haven't had it with keys or coins or anything, but I have had it in my pocket and taking it in and out with like a zipper pocket, and it's probably brushed against the zipper a couple times and it hasn't really taken any bites out of it or anything. But I think that's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead and end it here. if you would be so kind as to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, all the things that people say. I would super appreciate that. Anybody who watches my stuff, I really appreciate you. I'm, again, a very small channel, just starting out. So if you're taking the time to watch me, who am I? I'm just some dude, right? So thank you very much for doing that. And I guess that's about it. I think we'll wrap it up. I'll see you in the next one, and take it easy. Peace, guys. Bye.